What's going on, everyone? This is Sheets, and we're going to take a look at what's going on in the NBA tonight with respect to the DFS slates. Take a look at, I guess, the beginning of the golf. Golf started at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time from Japan. And then maybe we'll take a look ahead towards tomorrow, the stuff that's going on. We have the showdown slate tomorrow. We have NBA. We have some NHL. We are preparing for an early MMA card on Saturday. Starts at 10 a.m. Eastern because that's going to be in Abu Dhabi. But let's take a look. So first of all, I'll tell you who's not going to win tonight that would be Eric Sheets-Haber, because Eric Sheets-Haber had basically all the Emmanuel Quickly. And Quickly had a very nice first half, but he did not emerge from the locker room for the second half. And that is, unfortunately, that is just the way it is in the NBA. It's a tough sport in general. For those of you who played it, everybody who walks on that court is injury prone every single day, and that is just unfortunately the way it goes. And you can't let it tilt you. It's just the way it's the way NBA is. So Emmanuel Quickly was a really good play. He was, 40% owned. I was actually even over the field on him. And he was off to a decent enough start, and he did not do, he didn't come out for the second half with an injury. What you see on my screen right here is, the only thing that's like doing really, really well is golf. And that just kind of got started. So there's really no real sweat as far as my lineups go. Like the closest thing I have is this mid-range jumper. I have 235 points with 41 to go. But what we're going to do is we'll go into the lobbies using the SaberSim live analyzer and see who's doing well. And then we'll go back to this and see who we have. So I'll give you an example. Like, so in the 888, which I told you guys I won a ticket to, what was I going to say? This had Quickly, and then Martin. This was all a disaster. Brandon Clark is doing literally nothing. So there's that. So yeah, anything with Quickly is a disaster. So let's take a look from using SaberSim and see who is doing well. So you click through here, you go to the Mega Premier, and then you can go to this live leaderboard. And what this will do is it ranks them. Okay, actual score, sure, but also the live projection, which updates, very, very frequently. And then also the live sim ROI. So if instead you wanted to rate them instead of by actual score, if you went to live projection, let's see if it changes at all. A little bit. But it does look like Papa Gates is in a really, really good position. He projects 9 points higher than everybody else. So if that's the case, why then is the Mish have a better live sim ROI if his live projection is a full 9 points lower? I'm sure I know the answer, but I just my brain is a little bit fried right now. Nonetheless, it is certainly between these two. See, this one's interesting. So Mazwa only has 212, but he's got all this in projection left. So he's got a bunch of PMR left. So he's one that people have to watch for. He's in 605. I love these situations. He's in 647th, but he's projected pretty much to get third. Well, no, he actually is the third highest sim ROI. So I guess what that means is that he just has leverage on all these guys, I suppose. So this is what's going on in the 888. Let's look at the lottery and see what's happening over there. Okay. why it's taking so long. Okay, so in the lottery, oh, that's the swish. That's the zone special. So it's taking a little bit of time. Yeah, this is not as dynamic. It doesn't show live sim ROI or anything like that. But with respect to actual score and live projection, you could sort by live projection and see Wolf of Main Street. So this is actually going to be a pretty good battle. And then we could either do it this way, we could see who they had here, or we could just go into the DraftKings. We could certainly do this and just go into the zone thing and see what, like who's the top here and what you needed. Well, you need to not have Emmanuel quickly for openers, but let's see. So these guys have 0 PMR left. This guy wasn't that great of a lineup. Well, I mean, we talked about this when you had those two chalky cheapos at center. You could get like these other centers at low ownership, and if they smash like this, these guys are in business. So this guy is in business, even though he had a busto with Kelly Oubre Jr. He's only 12 points away, so he's going to probably be the clubhouse leader. But then you have Sliced Bread with 24 PMR. He's got Aldama and who is this? T. Hendricks. So he started. Well, this is very rare. And then you get this. You have a starter at 2% ownership. That's surprising to me. Let's see some of these others. What about the Cuckoo here? He's got Sexton and Aldama. That's not bad. But what about somebody with more PMR like Latman? What does he have? Powell probably doesn't quite have enough juice. Oh, so this was the chalky Philadelphia guy I asked about, and he did fine. He didn't need him to win, but it certainly didn't hurt. And what made him such a good play was that he was power forward eligible, so you didn't have to waste a center spot on him as opposed to, say, Nick Richards or the other guy. Or Brandon Clark, both of whom are busting. Turner had he had a great first half. He kind of slowed down in the second. Brandon Ingram, I was very surprised how low owned he was when Zion was ruled out. This is like kind of the logical play. And then you have LaMelo Ball is back in business, huh? Back in business, putting up big fantasy point games. This is almost certainly going to be the last time you see him under 8,800, under 9,000, unless he plays tomorrow. I think they already put the price together on him. But I mean, LaMelo Ball, didn't even get a triple-double. I mean, he got 34 real-life points. And then you had Terrence Mann with a big 10x game. So that was that. Let's see if it could do the single entry stuff. Yeah, the single entry stuff, it does pretty well. And you'll see the scores are a little bit lower. But check this out. I mean, this guy's got a live projection of 325 in a single entry, and he had LaMelo, Ingram. Wow, he hit Zaire Williams, huh? It's the mid-range single entry, so you can actually click through, go straight there. Nick Richards, he didn't buy at 21. That's not terrible. I think we're in the money here, but I mean, for nothing. Yeah, that's you get those centers that I don't even say they busted, but they just scored 20 fantasy points, at the end of the day. That's a good pass by Morant. Wow, that's like the second time he did that. Literally just threw the ball all the way from the right side into the left corner for an open three. Yeah, so that's pretty much the deal. I'm really not live for much of anything and just kind of covered already what's going on. Now, again, these big numbers, these are from these golf lineups that are starting to give me a little bit of hope. We just started, so I mean, it literally started 3.5 hours ago, day one. So, but it is good to see some stuff near the top, though. What about this one? This got 30. Nah, it's 38. It's not going to be quite good enough. Oh my God, Harden! Oh goodness gracious, this could have been good. Look at Harden and Clark. This is my PMR. Paolo Banchero had a nice game. He had 58 fantasy points. So this isn't going to work. Let's take a look at Let's take a look at FanDuel. FanDuel was just as bad for me, just because again, just all this quickly. I mean, what am I going to do? I mean, this one maybe I'll make the money. 56 PMR. All right, this one isn't bad. I played Edie and Clark together. Maybe that wasn't the smartest idea, and I'm getting punished for that. They have 14 fantasy points combined. There's Edie with the rebound. Yeah, Edie's a big fella, huh? What's his line look like? 4 rebounds, 2 field goals. He's big. He's big. That is for sure. Let's take a look at the lotto over here, just for the hell of it. Again, I know I'm not doing anything, but okay, so the Colts in the lead, but that Ski Basher, I would imagine, is going to get him. He's 19 points behind with 26 PMR left, but it's only Norman Powell. So it's actually an interesting situation. I mean, the Colts might hold. The Colts literally might hold here. 26, 26, 26. 36 points for this. Let's see. I mean, 36 PMR for Tony Witt. Who has what? He's got Norman Powell and, well, the fourth quarter of Brandon Clark, whatever that means. Is he even going to close? Is he going to even come back in the game? This is like some serious busting of chalk by Brandon Powell. I mean, by Brandon Clark. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to go over. I mean, sorry about this, guys. Just nothing particularly exciting going on. There's no big sweat over here. Sliced bread is probably a lock here in the lottery. Let's take a quick look at tomorrow's slate, and then we'll just go get out of here, I guess. So tomorrow, NHL, we have full 9-game slate, which is good. NBA, we have a small one. We have a 4-game slate. And we'll see what that looks like. You'll have Boston at Washington. That could be ugly. San Antonio, Dallas. Oh, OKC at Denver. That's Shea against, what's his name? Against Jokic. That should be fun. And Minnesota now goes into Sacramento. I actually do like Washington in this game. It used to be a trend that me and my friend used to play back when we bet sports, that you bet if a team has had its home opener, you bet against them if their next opponent is playing their home opener. So like Boston had their home opener 2 days ago. Now they're playing Washington, this is their home opener. So you bet on Washington here. Again, we used to do that quite a bit when we were younger. The UFC card this week is going to be definitely fun. What I like about it is it's early, so I can see it. It's a whole bunch of Russians that can wrestle against people. It's you get a whole bunch of that. You get all kinds of narratives. You have like the kind of the names that people know from a while against the up and comers like Shemaya versus Whitaker. I mean, what do you it's a tough call, and then you have Topuria against Holloway. I mean, to give Whitaker like 2.5 to 1, and to give Holloway 2.5 to 1 seems so bizarre in a way. But these guys, Topuria, I mean, he's no joke. And Shemaev too, and these are both 5-round fights. So in DFS, it's going to be interesting because you have these 2 5-round fights with a lot of upside. but there's going to be I think at least 13 fights on the card. So, and there's so many fights that have such incredible upside that, you could probably fade those main events. Not because they're going to bust, but because like there are other spots that could outscore them, and they're going to be obviously high owned. So I'm going to do my breakdown as far as that goes tomorrow. Yeah, and there's all these key fights of these unknown fighters. You have these two freaking idiot heavyweights that each are like minus 110 to finish. And then you have the first fight of the night, the Bruno Silva fight. I mean, like every fight except for like 4 of them has like huge upside. Like you have these. I mean, listen, you have a couple of these striker battles, like the Petrosian fight is probably going to bust. There's another one with striker versus striker. There's like 2 or 3 of them that are just probably going to bust. But the rest of them, I mean, I'll just go over them really, really quickly. I mean, it's not going to be very difficult. Well, it's going to be very difficult because like almost every fight's playable, except for this. So you'll have right off the bat, like you'll have Leal against Fakhretdinov with insane upside for Fakhretdinov, and Leal is becoming like the hipster underdog of the week. Everybody seems to like him. I don't know why. Short notice against the big wrestler. Then you have both these guys who are like better than plus 2-1 to finish in the mid range. Basharat, I mean, he's 9,600, but he's got 130 point upside if he gets it going. This Nshikwu fight, this is like probably minus 500 to finish. Magomedov Ferreira, you got this. This is a car crash. Our alibi with like unlimited fantasy point upside against Rebecca, who's no joke either at 7,100. Then you have Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal is probably a fade. There are very few fighters who are like complete fades, but I think Jeff Neal is probably a fade. Like this is that $8,200 8K fight that I talked about. I think whoever wins the Magomedov Petrosian fight is probably a fade. I guess the Ron Murphy fight is probably a fade. So it's very tough. It's just very tough. But you know what? We'll try to prioritize it. But I mean, to get Chimaev at 8,700 is kind of insane when you think about it. But then again, to get Whitaker at 7,500 is kind of insane. And insane. You can say the same thing about the Topuria fight. I think that at the end of the day, I'm trying to think of who the most. You think Holloway is going to be the most popular fighter overall? It's just so rare that an underdog could be so, literally the most popular fighter. But I think it's possible on this card. I don't know who else would be. I don't know if Topuria, maybe Chimaev. I don't know who do you think's the most popular all-star? Is it going to be Holloway or Chimaev? I don't think it could be Topuria. I mean, I guess it could, but I don't think it will be. I mean, Ankalaev is a fade, right? No one's playing him. Murphy's, no one's going to play him. The Magomedov Petrosian, no one's playing that fight. And these other ones, even though they're kind of good, like you're not going to like jam any of these guys in the mid range, like individually. I mean, you'll get like you'll have people that'll play 100% of like a fight, but you're not going to have like anybody just completely jam over another person unless there's like a big line movement on one of these fights. I just don't think that you can do it. I don't think that people are going to do it. So in that case, we're then back to the 5-round fights, and it's usually the 5-round favorites that are the highest owned. It was usually something like Chimaev and Topuria, but because Holloway in and of himself is such a strong play, I think that it's probably, I'm just really guessing here, maybe 35% Holloway, maybe 35% Chimaev, and 30, maybe all 3 of them will be equally owned between Topuria, Chimaev, and then why wouldn't Whitaker be high owned? I mean, 5 rounds from him. I definitely think that those are the 4. There's got to be the 4 highest owned, right? No, that's not true because you don't have to have Whitaker being the 4th highest owned because Chimaev is going to be that popular. So it's gonna be fun to break down, and you're gonna like all the plays that you make, because everybody you play you can make a case for. No women fights. I don't think they're allowed in Abu Dhabi. I'm just guessing there. And yeah, and that's all for MMA. We're gonna have NASCAR. Let me just double check. I won the soccer slate today. That's fun. We don't have any soccer until Saturday. NASCAR, we have trucks, annex. Oh my God, trucks. What a DGen Saturday. You're going to have MMA at noon. Excuse me, MMA at 10. Trucks at 12. Xfinity at 4. And then, not to mention that starting Friday is the World Series. That's tomorrow, right? So you got the World Series tomorrow and the World Series Saturday. You got F1 coming up on Sunday, not to mention the NBA on Sunday, and NFL on Sunday, and tomorrow's NFL. Let's want to take a quick look-see. Let's take a quick look-see at this. All right, so tomorrow you have trade rumors from for Cooper Kupp. That's one thing. Is he listed as questionable, or is he playing? Cooper just says he doesn't have any. Okay, nothing. So he's going to probably play. All right, so Rams, you'll have the big two dudes, Kyron and Kupp, and we'll have to see what else emerges from Minnesota for the showdown. Well, I'll look at this a little bit later, but that's what we got going tomorrow. I don't want to play Johnny Munt, but the Ty Chandler, he's only $5,400 now. He's even cheap. So yeah. Now let me just see: is Brandon Clark getting the game or not? No. It looks like, is that Edie? I can't tell who that is. Let me just see. Is any progress here? No, these are still the same things as before. So this is the one that I'm going to cash in, but Clark's not even in the game. This is serious busteration at 52% ownership. And I'll take one more look and see who's going to win this one. So we got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to do, Bobby and I are going to do a football, but I'll do the really super quick. This is literally the first time we look at the salaries. Baltimore, Cleveland, not doing any of that. Who's even quarterback in Cleveland? Deshaun Watson's undergoing surgery, right? So who's going to start? Jameson Winston is going to start. Oh goodness. Well, they wanted everybody's been waiting for this, right? For 5 years. People went, let's get Jameson Winston. All right, good luck. Tennessee at Detroit, yuck. Indiana, Houston, I guess that could be fun. This game could deliver. All right, so Green Bay, Jacksonville. This one could seriously deliver. Both sides of the ball. So this one I like. Is Tua back? No, but there was news. He was a limited participant. Wow. They reportedly expected a clear concussion protocol before Sunday's game. Well, we have a new Miami team if that's the case. And then we might have something in this game, Miami and Arizona. New England Jets, yuck. Oh, Atlanta, Tampa. This is the rematch of that freaking shit show on Thursday night. That Thursday night when they put up 65 fantasy points, something like that. 65 real life points from the two of them. All right, so that one's disgusting. And not only that, but Tampa, they're missing all their receivers. No Evans and no Godwin. So you have all of this stuff. Shepard, McMillan, Palmer, Otten. Oh my God, this is such huge chalk. But I'm telling you, just want to capture the whole offense. You do Rashad White, and then you go Shepard, McMillan, Palmer, or whatever. Play all these idiots. And then the Atlanta guys are pretty easy, right? You could play Robinson, let's put him in the running back position just for the hell of it. You could do a full value game stack. You don't even need to do this. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, this is it's ridiculous. If you find like a good couple of spend ups, tap in Atlanta, and then you just fill in with all your spend ups. Cincy Philly, all right. This one could deliver pretty hard. Both sides of the ball, like that one. New Orleans, LAC, yuck. Buffalo, Seattle, that could be fun. KC, Las Vegas, no thanks. I don't think I'm going to do that. You have Chicago, Washington. Can that game do something? First of all, who's quarterbacking? It's Jaden Daniels, no practice yet, so we'll think about that one. Carolina, Denver, no. So 10-game slate, is that right? And you have Denver, Carolina. We're not doing that. I doubt we get to too much. Maybe get to some Vegas. LAC, New Orleans, no. Tennessee, Detroit, no. Baltimore, Cleveland, I doubt it. The other ones look good though. I mean, Indianapolis, Houston, Green Bay, Jacksonville. Oh, just New England, no. And yeah, that's it. All right, Bobby, you're catching me. I'm literally just signing off right now.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry, man. I totally missed it.
Yep. All right, so I will see you guys later. And unless you want to stick around, I can just leave it for you. But
no, it's all right, man. I was just.
I'll talk to you later.